I'm Sharyn Johnston. I'm the CEO and founder of Australian Tea Masters, and I'm here with Graham Stork at HVA Foods in Colombo. And this is a very beautiful cupping room. And Graham's going to tell us about the process, how all these teas arrive here and what the process is coming from the factory before they're sold at auction. Okay, Graham.
Yes. So we call this a tea room rather than a cupping room because we do much more than just the cupping. Cupping is just one little part of it. So this Ceylon tea industry, everything begins with these little samples here. So this is a $1.5 billion industry, and everything begins with this little sample here. So we have about 650 tea factories in Sri Lanka, and each of them would manufacture anything between 10 to 20 different grades of tea. And these teas, they send to a broker. We have 8 brokers here. What the brokers would do is they'll put those samples into little tins like this and send them to all tea exporters. So we have about 300 tea exporters, but not all of them are really active. So the top 100 active tea exporters get these samples. To qualify to get these samples, you have to buy around 100,000 kilos of tea per year.
Oh, wow.
So each week we get about 12,000 of these samples, and the tea tasters have to evaluate them. The larger companies go through each and every sample, but the smaller companies will only go through what they really need to buy. So there's a lot of work going on in the tea room. So we grade the samples, and then we select what we need to buy, and then we will taste them. So we don't taste all 12,000, we only taste what we really need to buy, and then we go and buy them at the auction. So we can't look at the tea while bidding at the auction because there's no time. The auction sells so fast. It's a matter of few seconds the lot is sold. So what a tea taster would do is he does what we call grading. It's a kind of a coding method. So when the tea taster reads it, he knows exactly what the tea looks like. Based on that, he will decide how much to pay for the tea and buy it. And when he's buying the blend with each and every lot, he has to create in his head a picture of what the blend looks like. So he will know whether to buy some better teas and improve it or buy some lower teas and drop the quality a bit. So then once he has bought the teas at the auction, again we get another larger sample from the broker of the teas we have purchased. We call them the purchase samples. Then we open them all out and select them and allocate a blend. We do a small sample of about 500 grams and compare it with our standard or what we have shipped before to make sure it meets the required standard. And then we will create what's called a blend sheet and send it to the warehouse, and they'll blend the sheet. They'll blend the teas accordingly. So, do you want me to demonstrate a little bit of grading?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
So, right.
And
catalog again,
I need it.
අර පැත්තෙන් ඇවිල්ලා ලියන්න. So you will see each of these teas have a number here, and here is the broker's code. So this it will show you who the broker is, and
I'll let you go there.
Okay.
I'll come over here.
If you do look at this, and you look at the number here, and you look at the number here, so everything related to the sample is here. So you'll have the factory name, one of your favorites, Kenilworth, we have right in top, and you have the grade, the OP1, the number of kilos, the invoice number, where the tea is stored when we buy it, so we know where to go and collect it. So you see, these are some of the codings we have done. We call it grading. So when the tea taster looks at this, he knows exactly what to buy and what the tea looks like.
So, and when you get these, you buy, how can you be guaranteed that what you've looked at here is what you get delivered?
Usually it is, but in the rare case it is not. we are allowed to reject the teas. So we write to the broker and tell them, look here, the tea is different. And they will come and inspect the tea in our warehouse. And if it is different, they will refund the payment within 30 days.
Oh, wow. That's good. Yeah.
So I'll just demonstrate how we grade.
Sure.
So 704, grade දෙක පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න. 704? Oh, Forbes and Walker. That is John Keel's, isn't it? Sorry?
John Kill. This is to account.
Okay. 501. 1321 fair. 502. J. 503. 893 fair minus. 504. 911 fair. 505. Little bowl 58 fair minus. 506. J fair. 507. Little small 58 fair minus. 508. 58 fair. 509. 823 plus. 510. 62.
Wow.
511. Little bowl 62 fair minus. 512. 62 minus. 512. G. 514. 714 fair minus. 515. 112 plus. 516. Little small 1321 fair minus. 517. Small 911 reducer. 518. 911 minus. 519. 911 minus. 520. 602 fair minus. 521. 58 fair minus. 522. 62 fair, little brown. 523. 62 minus. 524. G fair minus. 525. Little leafy G. 520. Little leafy 714, little brown. 527. 600 fair minus. 528. 600 minus. 529. Little small 1321. 530.
Okay. There'll be no.
Small 911 fair.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Very good. Okay. So you've improved a lot then?
No, actually not. I mean, I'm doing this after some time, so I've slowed down a bit. Actually.
Oh my gosh. It's still crazy. So just tell me, how long does it take someone to be able to do that in real terms, starting from nothing? No experience.
Okay. So it takes a minimum of 6 months if you're talented, but otherwise 1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
And do they start with a dry tea first, or they start with cupping teas first?
No, so everything happens together.
They do everything?
Yeah, so what we have to do, they have to do is they have to watch a tea taster and learn. So you would have realized that there are about 7-8 grades of tea here, and I use several numbers and several comments. So he has to watch that and absorb that all together. But in our tea academy, we teach them one by one. We go step by step. So because of that, they are able to learn 1 grade in 1 day. So within about 20 sessions, they are as good as I am.
Really? That's incredible.
I can teach you. I can teach you 1 grade in 1.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know a few grades.
Well enough, so you can go to the auction and buy.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of the grades.
Because it's like this.
You get used to seeing it.
It's like you're learning to read by looking at the words in a book.
Yeah.
You'll know CAR is car.
Yeah.
HOUSE is house. But what I'm doing is when I break it up, and it's like teaching you the alphabet and the sounds each letter makes.
Yeah, yeah.
then it's so much easier to learn to read.
Yeah. And it's
So-
like saying OP1. So if you say OP1 plus or minus, it's not a classic OP1 size. It might be a bit bigger or a bit smaller. Is
Yes.
that-
So, if you look at these theses, so this and this and this and this, all will be of the same grade. But you see how different
yeah,
they look.
the color.
Yeah.
So some are very dull and some are
Yeah.
very bright.
Yeah, so we call it blacker and browner, and then
Yeah.
we've got the flaky teas, we got Stork,
Yeah.
and some are nice and clean. So
Yeah.
that all has an impact on the price.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, quality. No, that's very interesting. And you've got some very old, well, first off, you've got beautiful old drawers here full of these boxes. Is that correct?
Yeah, so like I told you, we get about 12,000 each set.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have 3 sets. One set here for grading the coming week sale, and then we have another set for the week after. And we also have one set with the broker's warehouse where they're filling the teas until the next lot comes in. So these 3 sets keep circulating.
Oh, right. Okay.
So there's a lot of tins. So you've got them in the drawers here.
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
tins. Yep.
So, like I said earlier, when we buy the teas from the auction, we get a sample, we put them together and we do a mock trial of our blend, and we reserve them in boxes like this. And once the blend is done in the warehouse, we get a sample, the blend sample we call it, and we check this against our mock trial we did earlier. We call it a hand trial. So the teas have to match. If it doesn't match, we have a problem, so we have to rework it. And once it does match, the blend sample will put it back into this tin, and then we change it from a hand trial to a shipment sample. So every shipment we send out, we have the samples here, and we reserve them for until our shelves are full, or else if we have to turn them out after some time, we reserve at least the last 5 to 6 samples that we send to our customer. So if ever we need to communicate or check the samples that we sent the last time, we have them with us. And also the next time we are buying tea and allocating tea, we will compare them to this sample. So to make sure every sample that we send, every shipment we send to our customer is of the same standard, same quality.
Great.